Namaskara, Joy Srinivasan ma'am.
Namaskara.
Welcome to Spark Igniting Minds. I'm extremely happy today and it is truly an honor to have you here on Spark Igniting Minds. You're a founder and leader from the development sector in India with over 30 years of experience in behavioral sciences, and you have also worked with corporate and social sectors, and you have initiated an organization called Makkala Jagriti in 2003, and you have also won Lifetime Achievement Award for establishing this organization, and you have also worked in ISAPS. You are a behavioral scientist, and your area of work includes community development, leadership, making strategies, and also training leaders in the corporate as well as social sectors. With so much of knowledge and wisdom, let us deep delve into your journey of both Makkala Jagriti and also in ISAPS.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me for this conversation. I started Makkala Jagriti in 2003 as a passion to really look at why marginalized children are not in the area of education, and they have been denied education for many generations. So I always felt that there is a lot of disparity when it comes to having quality access for education for the marginalized children. So around the time when I was starting Makkala Jagriti, I had just left a corporate job, saying that my passion is to really develop a social organization. That's how I started Makkala Jagriti.
Okay.
And over the years, I felt one is starting an organization, it's not about the founder to be all the time being there and doing. But I felt, how do I develop this into an organization? For me, that way, the working in corporate helped. How do you look at not only from the heart but also from the mind?
Okay.
So how do you have this logical and creativity to bring it together?
Okay.
And working in corporate helped me to look at how to evolve and develop an organization.
Okay.
That gave me a lot of edge to build. While my passion was from my heart to build the organization as Makkala Jagriti, working with the marginalized children, youth, community parents, I started off a small initiative near Kormangla, a very big slum called LR Nagar. But then slowly we started working in urban slums, and then we integrated our work into the government schools, and then we integrated our work with Anganwadis in partnership with Department of Women and Child Development. So we have a very big partnership going with the government of Karnataka. And throughout Karnataka, we are working with Anganwadis, training the Anganwadi teachers, as well as working with inside the government primary schools, both in rural and in urban, as well as directly in the urban slums. So overall, in the last 22 years.
So how do you take these marginalized children when you are working with slums, and how do you get them education? Do you enroll them into some schools, or how is that related thing?
Yeah. So children, if you look at it 22 years back when I started Makkala Jagriti, many children were not going to school.
Okay.
And some were going, but then they would drop out, especially after 5th, 6th or 7th for that matter. It used to happen because many children are the first generation learner children, and they never had any role models back home. Most of them, parents work as domestic help or vegetable vendors or construction laborers. So they never had any such role models back in their homes where education was seen as one of the important things, and they also didn't know the right to education.
So you bring an awareness among the parents that they have to go to school and how important
Exactly.
education.
So when I saw many poor children were not going to school or not sustaining in school, that's where I felt the need to step in to see how we can bridge that that fear of learning children have from the poorer background, or the platform where they were learning was not giving them the encouragement to continue to pursue education.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to maths and science, it's always a very fearful subject for our children from the marginalized to feel safe to learn.
Correct.
So we looked at all that and we said, how do we create a space for them to learn?
Okay.
That's how Makkala Jagriti came up with this whole idea called Holistic Development Learning Center, where we brought in socio-emotional, intellectual, creative, physical and music, therapy and life skill, all parts of development for a child to go through to feel confident to learn.
Okay.
And over the last 22 years, we have seen so many role models emerging from the many slums that I worked with.
Okay.
They all have now transcended by moving from 10th to 12th to higher education. Many have found jobs in the corporate world, many have found
That's
jobs
wonderful.
in banking sector, many have become independent entrepreneurs.
Oh.
So we have a lot of role models. The idea for me was, how do you create role
And you trained them in Makkala Jagriti organization itself, and then they how?
So Makkala Jagriti created a platform for them to come and engage, to learn and pursue education.
Okay.
And pursue, develop confidence in themselves.
Right, right.
And it's like school ready to life ready kind of a platform Makkala Jagriti created.
Okay.
Because we believe where you're born, it should not limit how far you go.
Okay.
So for me, that belief is very strong. Just because you're born in a poor family or in a marginalized, that should not limit what you want to achieve in life.
Yeah.
Therefore, these learning centers created a safe space for children to come, learn and grow and become who they want to become. So in the last 22 years, I've seen many children who have
So you
come
have already touched 1.5 lakh and more students, I think. who have, yes.
Yeah. So our organization has reached around 1.4 lakh children. We have about 200 people working in Makkala Jagriti.
Okay.
And and we work across Karnataka.
Oh.
For me, the idea was, once I started the organization, it's not about as a founder, I sit there and hold it till my life ends. But the idea was, how do I create a social movement? It's not about like working with few children. It is bringing a social fabric movement itself. How do you shift the gear from, bring a paradigm shift, like how the marginalized children are looked from the privileged people. Because even today, if you look at it, marginalized people are looked at, you are good for nothing, or you have to only do this much, or you are fit to only be a mechanic, or you fit to be only doing some very menial thing. But for me, the idea was, no child is lesser.
Yeah.
Every child has equal potential to become who they want to become. And in that way, Makkala Jagriti has role modeled and shown that how everybody can achieve what they want to achieve. So therefore, influencing parents was one of our part of work. How do we help parents from the slums to make them to believe that their children can also have right to education?
Right.
And so we do a lot of retreat kind of a workshop, parents workshop we call it, where we do take parents from the slums and we spend 2 days with them along with their children to look at like how they can play the role as a parent better. How can they support the aspiration and dreams of their children to become who they want to become. So that's how the journey has been. For me, I always looked at how do I sustain this organization, like it should be beyond me. So I started developing people. Firstly, I started doing did
You
it
built
through
a team.
Yeah, did
years.
it through a shared visioning, bringing different stakeholders, collective shared visioning, and then that was the foundation for Makkala Jagriti. And then building team at different levels and experimenting. Definitely, it's not like it was not a cakewalk, but building different people, bringing them together, and believing that everybody can contribute to the social change. It's not necessarily because I founded it should, but how do you really make this movement to go forward and not to become dependent on the founder. And I think that was one of the key things for me. So from the beginning, I had this thought, how do I make this a sustained organization? Whether I'm there or not was the thought. And today I'm glad that we could really make that happen within Makkala Jagriti. It has become a sustained organization.
And you have also partnered with the government, Women and Child Welfare.
Yeah.
And with that, do you get some funds from the government or?
No, we don't get funds, but we do collaborate with them to partner and work with them. Like in government school, there is a space given to set up the learning center, so that the Makkala Jagriti team goes and facilitates and then works along with the government teachers.
That's wonderful, ma'am. You have been building confidence among the slum children. And for them also you build, you give dreams to achieve, and they really have come up to that kind of a, that's a really very, very noble thing that you have done. And coming to your behavioral science background, you were a behavioral scientist, and what insights of yours helped I mean, there is a lot of social divide in the country. So how does your behavioral science build that gap?
So I think for the experience I gained from my behavioral science background is that, one, how do we really help people to move away from their own stigmas, biases, prejudices when it comes to social equality that we are talking about. Every human beings have, certain experiences in life which forms a certain prejudices or biases or stereotypes or whatever. And it's no different within the organization, right? So for me, being part of the behavioral science has helped me. How do you nurture people within the organization? How do we help people to really look at what are the behaviors which is having what kind of impact on others? So if I behave in a certain way, then definitely it has an impact on the other person. So bringing those nuances inside the organization, building different level of people, helping them to recognize what behavior is good for grooming yourself, what behavior is not so good for, how do you let go bad behavior, has helped. Also, what has helped is, in behavioral science, we also look at how the process works within the organization, how the organization evolves itself, what are the nuances of development which happens because of the people forces. So those are the experiences which has helped me to groom leaders within the organization, groom leaders elsewhere as well.
Okay. Ma'am, you have seen both the social sectors as well as the corporate sectors very closely, worked with them. And what one lesson that the corporate sector have to learn from social sector or vice versa?
So at one time, the corporates had a view about NGOs that they are like, very emotionally driven. They don't have systems and processes in place. They are like loosely handled organization. They don't know how to run the organization. These are some myths people hold.
Yes.
At the same time, social organization had a view that corporates don't care for social change. They are only money making. They are very business oriented. They are cutthroat. These are the views people hold. But I feel in my experience of being in both worlds, I think over the years things have changed. If you look at it today, there are more and more corporates coming as part of their own CSR and contributing towards the social organizations, benevolence of what they are doing. And the social organizations are now moving towards saying that it's not only about getting stuck with there is a purpose and I'm working towards a purpose and I use only my heart and emotions, but looking at how do I really put in place the systems and processes. Both are happening. So I think the social organizations also moved upward to build it as an organization and not necessarily just work only out of some passion.
Uh-huh.
A passion clubbed with managing the organization is something which has happened. And corporates have learned how to become aware and become sensitive towards ecosystem that they live in, how they should they also have responsibility to contribute to the social change that we wish to see, whether it
This
is
has happened only after the CSR has come in, isn't it?
there was earlier a few organizations were
Doing it
willing
on
in
their
some way,
own. Yeah.
but after the law has come, it is further amplified. I think the engagement from corporate has become more.
Yes. Okay, so letting go is the hardest part of a founder. But how did you manage to build an organization that could stand strong even after you stepped out?
As I said before, I think for me the primary focus was, of course, it was my passion to see how do I bring a social change and bring awareness that how marginalized and poor children from the slums is no lesser than anybody in the world. And that was my passion. But how do I convert this passion to build an organization so that it becomes like a social movement and not necessarily, just remain at a smaller level. For that to happen, I think from the beginning I thought, passion is one side, but how do I also build an organization parallelly? So paying attention to both was very, very important from the beginning. And again, working in the corporate and having a behavioral science background helped me how to really pay attention to these aspects as well. Therefore, I started building people from different levels within the organization to make them believe that you are capable to run an organization. Just to give a quick example, early years, around 2007, 6, 7, we were still nascent in the way we were running. And I remember some of the youth who used to come to our centers in Adgodi. They used to come to our centers, they used to run around and do some learning. And I told them, we took up a small office space near Adgodi, and I invited some, 5 girls, 5 boys or whatever. I told them, look, I want you to set this up office. I was traveling to the US that time, and I told them, you create a budget, you create what all an office will entail, and you have to come and present it to me how you'll set up an office. Then they came and presented. Then I gave them a budget and I said, now you fix it. When I come back from the US, the office should be running.
Yeah.
You will not believe it, when I came back, the office was running. They had set up a computer, a printer, they had set up office space, curtains, table, chair, everything. The office was running. These are the children who came from the LR Nagar slum, where they didn't have any exposure that time to even have a understanding of how an office will look. But that's the kind of, so I always believed in people capacity and potential.
So you empower them.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I believe in empowering
You
people.
delegate and empower.
Yeah, that's been my style. And
Yes.
Therefore, from the beginning I felt, how can I delegate and empower people to run this? Therefore, letting go become more easier for me.
Yeah.
And in fact, one of my very close friend and guru, he always calls me, you're a queen of delegator, because I like to delegate. And I think therefore it became easy for me because of having
this. It become easy for you also, and they also feel that they are valued, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they take up the responsibility.
Yeah. So over the years, that has been a culture within Makkala Jagriti, how to develop and empower people from different levels. And today we are very happy that right now Sunaina is the CEO of Makkala Jagriti, and there are directors working along with her like Rohit, Amrita, Vivek, many other senior managers who work, and there are coordinators, facilitators. So they are now taking the organization forward. I'm more on the governing board, so I don't have anything to do with on a day-to-day basis. Makkala Jagriti is on auto mode, it's sustained. So,
but as a leader, you have laid the complete
foundation.
And also, yes.
Yeah. So I think what is very important when you're let go, when you let go, you also need to see how stable the organization is for people to hold it. That's very important. It's not like, okay, I believe in let going, delegating, I just leave it. But how do you have put the foundation? How can the foundation stand strong? And then people can come and add value to it, and also like build, and they bring their own newness, they can bring their own new ideas. As one of the issues, sometimes I find founders having difficulties, they expect the team to do the way they wish they want to do it. But how do you give the
like
freedom?
An authoritative.
How do you give the freedom? How do you trust people?
Yes.
Maybe they'll bring new ideas, new energy into the system. Maybe your idea was relevant at that time. Maybe it's no longer relevant in the current context. But how do you feel peace within? And say it's okay, you started with some understanding. Today the people are taking it at a different level. But as long as the core of why it was started remains, and then it's built on, is important. And I think Makkala Jagriti has got a good foundation, and therefore now they can scale, they can add, they can do whatever. As a founder, I do feel very content and happy that the way Makkala Jagriti is shaped up.
On.
Yeah.
Okay. And you had been in ISABS as a behavioral scientist. And how did you, in ISABS, do you have any contribution in making leaders there?
So I was elected as the president I'm a professional member of ISABS, and we specialize in behavioral science. And we learn how do we facilitate group processes. It's not an individual work we do, but we work in groups and develop group process understanding, and people become aware of their behavior, and then all that. And we largely, it's a 50-year-old organization, and it works with all different kinds of people, corporate, social sector, different walks of people. And we have professional members from varied, diverse backgrounds with excellent consultants, coaches, trainers. They form all kinds of things.
So other than ISABS, which are the other corporate organizations that you have worked into? I've been bringing in strategies or making leaders, or which are the other organizations that you have?
So I worked in a couple of corporate organizations, working with doing some team level work. I've done with Oracle, Wipro, SBI, to name a few. And I worked with Alstom, which is an international organization. I associated with an organization called Better Future in Netherlands, and did work along with them. AMO is another organization. World
WWF? No.
F is another organization I worked. Then I associated myself with Women's Way in the US. This person by name Alexandra Merrill, she had started this exclusive work with women leaders. And she did 5-year training of trainers of women in women leadership along with Banu. She came and trained along with her, and we went through that. Then I went and facilitated in the US along with her, doing a women leadership program. So varied experience. I think behavioral science gives a very good opportunity to understand people, group processes, and therefore use it in institution development work as well. How do you develop leaders from the behavioral aspect of how do they see it?
So you work with a lot of children in different communities. Do you think our education system allows children to truly know themselves?
Of course, yes. Because the experience of me working in the last 22 years with different communities, I could see a sea change in the way they have really moved on. What used to happen is, like, when you give just a skill, they learn the skill and you're not touched upon their own life skills or their own creativity. Like, nobody asks a person in a slum what you want to learn. Everybody will say, this is what you should learn.
Okay.
Like, they'll go say, okay, you become a tailor, right?
Each child is very unique. And
So
they have their
in
own
Makkala Jagriti,
skills.
what we have done, we have always asked children, what is that you want to do? What is that you want to learn?
Correct.
So that way we have seen a sea change where whatever they chose, they actually sustain themselves. That means that they are interested. And you could see, like, there used to be a lot of children who will come very hyper, or they carry a lot of emotional upheaval from the community. They can be very stressful. That will get played out in the center when they come. But after coming here, through our sessions, we have seen children calming down, becoming more disciplined, becoming more willing to concentrate and learn. These are all behavioral changes.
Okay.
Or sometimes children will be very rash and aggressive in their approach, have become much more understanding of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And therefore our work, both with children and with parents, has helped, because we have also educated parents to look at, if you're fighting at home, children are picking up that.
Yes.
Therefore, like, when they mirror you. So, then parents also have gone back and said, okay, within our limitations of the limited space we have, we are now learning how not to fight in front of children.
That
Small
changes.
And they used to beat up children a lot.
Sea change.
They used to beat children. When I was talking in a meeting, she said, how can you bring up children without beating?
Without beating.
I said, like, I have. She said, no, it's impossible. You cannot bring up children without beating. Then I said, okay, let's do one thing. Next 1 month, we'll give it a try. That without beating. No, I asked her a question. Will you like if your husband or your whoever beats you? Or will you be okay if they talk to you? Which one you prefer? She said, no, they should talk to me. I said, why no beating? She said, no, they should not beat me. No, it's like, entering into my personal space. I said, similarly for children also same. Then I said, go and experiment it for 1 month and come back. Let's see if you have managed to just talk to your children, not beat them. Next month when I went, her aunt or her mother-in-law came to the meeting. She said, what did you do? My daughter-in-law never touched the children. She never beat them, but she only spoke to them in a kind words. So those are the changes which is evident. It's also about how do you facilitate these things. If you're going with a high horse and saying, don't do this, you should not do that, people are not willing to listen to you. But if you can help them to reflect on what they're doing, what is the impact and consequence of behavior, then people are willing to see some value in what you're doing. Yeah.
So with AI taking over emotional support, how do we preserve the human touch in behavioral science and social work?
You know, uh, it's going around, right? AI has become so prominent today. I think the kind of work we are doing at the level we are working, I don't know, AI has still not penetrated into it because it's not so much available. Secondly, I think that human touch is very key for our kind of work, especially. And AI can be used for like generating your report, or throw the data and it creates some magic. It's very helpful, I guess. But at the end of the day, if you have to work with human beings, that human touch is very, very key. And no matter how excellent AI can be, I don't know if it can replaces the human touch. Yeah.
So,
Like especially life skills, creativity, or all that. It might generate, but it might lose the touch of the connectedness.
so you have worked in two different worlds, social sector and also in the, so taking like Makkala Jagriti and ISAPs. Okay, so where do you see leadership failing? Either in the grassroots levels, in the NGOs, or in the corporate level?
You know, if I think if leaders can ask themselves,
Huh.
like, one is the biggest is the ego. I feel it fails people no matter in what level you are, including me. I can talk about myself. Like the moment you get caught in your ego, then you never allow yourself to look at things from a different perspective or allow others to flourish, right? I think leaders have to really see, like, how do I facilitate growth in others?
Okay.
Most often the fear leaders hold is insecurity. You know, if somebody else grows, what happens to me? It is very natural, it's very human thing. But what can change is, like, if leaders can only say, by empowering others, by making others to grow, I can grow taller than them, or I can do many other things, then my insecurities can come down. Most often that's a problem.
So most often it's in the corporates only these egos will be there. I
No,
think.
you know, even in
Yes.
social sector, the egos are there. Not the egos are there everywhere. Human
Everywhere,
beings
is
is
it?
there. So, but how do you be
But at
mindful?
least when you come to a social sector, you come with a service mind.
Yeah,
Isn't
you
it?
do. But then when you're managing people, when you grow in the leadership, then it you know, it tends to really gets into it. At the end of the day, you are all we are
Human
all
beings.
humans. But I think what I would say is that how can I, as a leader, how to be mindful of my actions and inactions. Both are important. My actions can also create certain impact and consequence. My inactions also can create impact and consequence. But what will be a benevolent way as a leader I can really groom people? And am I willing to be open to learn and unlearn about myself is another area for leaders, right? How open I am. These are the
But some people are so adamant they don't want to unlearn.
Yeah,
They've got
and-
into a kind of a track and
Yeah.
they feel, yes, whatever I say
Yeah.
is the
So in
ultimate.
ISAPs, when we are
Ah.
facilitating groups, people do come from many leadership levels, and they do come with a lot of, you know, a lot of issues which they think is right.
Yes,
Uh,
because they have a vision and
Yeah, then
yes.
it sort of helps them to reflect and see how I was sitting on this for so many years, which was so unnecessary. Now once I free myself from this, then I'm feeling so much better. You know, these are the
Yes.
transformation they go away with.
Okay.
Feeling rigid sometimes, feeling angry, or you know, holding on to a lot of issues. I'm not only talking about corporates. Many people who come with a lot of issues which seems to have paralyzed their own energies. Once they unleash it and see why they are doing what they are doing, then they become more aware of their own behavior and they go away feeling saying that, hey, this has really transformed my understanding of who I am as a person.
That's great. Building leaders is a wonderful thing, I can say, and being a behavioral scientist also.
Yeah.
So today's youth, they feel a lot lonelier than before. So as a behavioral scientist, so what are your suggestions for them to get into a social kind of a setup and then come out of their inhibitions and their fears?
Yeah.
Yes.
See, fortunate and unfortunate both. The way the whole social media has evolved in the world is becoming both disadvantage and advantage. Both are there. But what is very important, I do see that like youth are becoming more and more lonelier,
Yes.
though they have a lot of social
They
media
stick onto their
connections.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And they keep scrolling.
Yeah, but somewhere I think a lot more effort from the adults, be it parents, be it your teachers, or be it the ecosystem, have to be with this generation. It's not to blame the youth. The youth are the youth. They will be doing what they want to do because they are they are highly energetic, they are creative, they are smarter. When you want any technical help, any youth can crack it within seconds and you'll be like, struggling with it for hours. But how do we understand youth? I think youths are not understood properly by the adults. I would say that. Because we want to condition them, control them, discipline them. And
No, all those have gone.
no, they don't. They don't need it.
Yeah, they don't require.
They don't need that.
Yeah,
But therefore,
they want to discover the world.
Yeah. So what happens is, how as adults can we change our mindset, the way we want to look at youth? How can we support them? How can we be with them? Listen to them. You may not have to do much. And even if you want to nurture them to say, like, to overcome these addictions of various things they go through, how much we are willing to even listen to what's happening to them and why this addiction is happening. Lack of something. There is lack of something. There is lack of emotional attachment from families. There is lack of maybe something which is driving them to get caught with this. Even for adults it's happening. It's not necessarily for the youth. So I think youth are the less understood, but we as adults have to make many efforts.
Okay.
And in Makkala Jagriti, we are doing a lot of work with them through life skills, which is the key for youth development, helping youth to reflect on their own behavior.
If you say life skills, so what are the different life skills you aim at bringing in the children, like maybe decision making, or
one is helping them to even know their own self-worth,
self-awareness,
starting with self-worth, right? And their self-image. Youth go through a lot of that. Like they like to have their own image, their own all that.
Yeah.
And then the decision making. They are very impulsive in their decision making, maybe. Then helping them what kind of decisions to make and how do you really see the consequence for that.
Yeah.
Or when I encounter a problem, how do I solve it.
Yeah.
Or like many youth also suffer with like communication skills. They feel very bad, and this English has become such a pressure for youth, especially the youth that we work with. They feel
Rural
very
youth,
rural or even urban slum.
Urban slum.
They feel very inadequate in English, and that becomes a big taboo. So then we are helping them to learn communication skills, listening skills. How do I really feel more?
And also empathize.
Empathy.
And problem solving or being very creative. These are the things. I
And
think.
how do I share
Huh.
what's happening to me without feeling that I'll get solution, therefore I shut my door. Like even to go and ask for help, because the youth also feel asking for help is a big thing. So life skill covers all of this and makes them feel more confident to become aware of their own strengths, the areas of improvement, and we hold them, we mentor them. I think youth need a lot of mentoring.
Yes.
They may not ask
and
for
also
it.
they have to convert their weaknesses into strengths. That's what.
But there
I
is no
feel.
such weakness.
Huh.
I think it is about channelizing my energy in the way it
No,
might
but
be
they are
helpful.
not aware of so many things. We have to make them aware, isn't it?
No, they are aware. I think they are aware more than you and me. It's also a myth that we believe that only experienced people have awareness. Most experienced people may not have awareness. But youth do have a lot of awareness. At sometimes they might lack the experience of it, but it's a learning curve. All that you need to do is, can you be with them? Can you really listen to them? Can you hold them? And they feel more confident to be with you. The more you reprimand, the more you control, the more they want to break free. I think that's how Makkala Jagriti has also worked with youth. But just walking along with them has really helped them to flourish into something.
Madam, what advice would you like to give to today's leaders?
I think, as I said earlier, if leaders can be mindful and feel secure within to delegate and empower people under them and coach them, mentor them, and give spaces for people to grow, and not to undermine their potential will be the biggest possibility for many leaders to emerge in every space, whether it's social sector or corporate sector. The moment you hold back, then you are not letting the leash.
As much as you hold back,
You'll be
there is no progress.
They'll be stifled. The more you
Yes.
let go, the more people can flourish,
Okay.
and the more secure you can be as a leader.
Yeah, that was a wonderful advice. And also, if I have to ask you to describe your vision for India in the social transformation, what would that be?
I think the three key people, one is the government, the corporate, and the social sector. The three have to come together more to transform the social issues together as one strategy.
Oh,
will be helpful.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here and sharing your insights about both corporate world and the social sector. And you have been doing a very, very noble job, I can say. And it's a great initiative to bring all these slum children and educate them, empower them, and make them good citizens of the country, to contribute to make them contribute to the nation is such a wonderful thing, I can say. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and it was lovely talking to you.